Hey guys, this week's video is dedicated to the complete recovery of Masha Bas Batsheva. You ever spend a long time putting something good together? I'm talking about food items. So you spent a long time making a salad, or you bake something and it was really complicated. You pull it out of the oven, it looks amazing. You take a bite and you realize, I messed this up somehow. And you start going back and you start looking through all the ingredients, what happened, and you realize you forgot the salt. It didn't call for a lot of salt, just a tablespoon of salt, or even a teaspoon of salt, and it made all the difference in the world to the end of how it tasted. Today I want to talk about a little bit about salt, about this amazing mineral. You see, in this week's Torah portion, Parsha Vayikra, we begin the third book of the Torah, Leviticus, Vayikra. And it discusses all the sacrifices that were brought in the temple. And it says that salt was brought with every single one. What is it about salt? You know, not just in baking, but in Judaism, salt also plays a very important role. It was included in so many different services in the temple. When we have a meal and we wash for, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, we always try and have salt on the table. Even, Shabbat, we have salt on the table. Salt, it plays an important role in Judaism. Salt represents the idea of discipline, of self-control. Because how does salt work? You put too much, it's ruined. You put too little, it doesn't work either. You have to put the right amount. You have to have discipline. You can't just take the bottle and start, pouring it all over and whatever happens, happens. It's different than other ingredients. You could take a spoonful of sugar and eat it plain. Not good for your teeth. I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying that it can be done and it won't be a miserable experience. You can't do that with salt. If the bottle slips and, too much salt pours out, it's inedible. It's inedible. You can't eat it. Salt requires discipline. You have to put the right amount, not too much, not too little. It's about self-control. And in our relationship with God, in our relationship with each other, an important ingredient is salt. It's not just important in food, it's important in relationships as well. Because without discipline, too often we want to focus on the sugar. We don't want to deal with the salt. We don't want to deal with discipline. We don't want rules. We don't want laws. We don't want any of that. We want to be able to do whatever we want. Let's focus on the sugar, on this stuff that we can just do as much as we want and won't have an effect. No, a healthy relationship requires discipline. It requires self-control. It requires doing just the right amount. It requires salt. And our relationship with God is no different than our relationship with each other. All the rules, all the laws that are involved is all about having discipline, self-control, not just doing whatever we want. It's not a free-for-all, what we call in Yiddish hefker. It's not a hefkerwelt, it's not a free-for-all in this world. We have to have discipline in how we act with each other. We have to have discipline in our interactions with God. The thoughts that we have, the words that we say, the actions that we do requires discipline, because that makes a huge difference to the end product. And here the end product is me and you. Shabbat Shalom.